Hello everyone, my name is Reewyn and welcome to day 1 of my Dead by Daylight Bootcamp. Today, we're covering what exactly is Dead by Daylight and how do you play it. Dead by Daylight is a 4 versus 1 game in which 4 survivors compete against one killer in order to escape their entity. The entity is a malevolent creature that creates the realm in which these games take place, giving killers certain powers and removing some of it to make it more fair. Now, even if you intend to only play a killer or survivor, I recommend watching the full video in order to know how to combat the other. The role of the survivor is pretty easy. Complete 5 generators and open the exit gate. However, the killer is there to thwart you at every turn. They'll try and hit you and place you on the hook. They need to hit you twice in order to down you, which lets them pick you up. If you escape the killer once you've been hit once, another survivor can heal you, but be careful. There are skill checks here, and if you fail, not only will the meter decrease, but a loud sound of pain will also emit. Now, once you're on the hook, you usually have to wait for another survivor to rescue you. You are able to try and wriggle off the hook, but the chance of it being successful is just 4%. You can up this chance with perks, but we'll go over perks another day. If the killer is camping you, which means not leaving you alone on the hook, you can unhook yourself with a 100% chance of getting off. When someone is hooked, they'll be highlighted in red. Another survivor will usually have to come rescue them. There are 3 stages to being hooked, but I'll explain those in the killer section. When you look at the player icons, there are different symbols. There are 2 lines next to the icons. When they are lit up, this indicates the stage of hooking they are on. If there are scratches over them, the survivor is injured. If they are laying down, then they have been knocked down. If they're being carried, they have this symbol, and if they're being hooked, they have this symbol. If their face is replaced by a skull, it means the player is dead. If they have this symbol, it means they are currently being chased by the killer. Finally, if they have this symbol, be careful. It means they are the killer's obsession, which means the killer may get a bonus if they down or hit this player. Now, to complete generators, you will need to hold down the suggested button. When you are doing it, you'll be occasionally given skill checks. A sound will go off before the skill check begins. You will need to press the indicated button when the line is inside the grey area. If you manage to get the white area, you will get a bonus in the progress. If you get it inside the grey, nothing will happen. However, if you fail the skill check, 3 things will happen. The generator will explode, which kicks you off the generator, a large sound will lure the killer over, and finally, you will receive a small penalty in your progress bar. Make sure you don't get caught by the killer whilst on the generator, as you'll immediately get picked up. If you end up being chased by the killer, you need to make sure you make the most of your environment. This includes jumping through windows, which the killer is slower than you at doing, pulling down a pallet onto a killer, which stuns them, or using a pallet to block a route, which the killer will then have to brake to pass through. Remember, the killer is faster than you, so you need to find as many ways as possible to stall for time. Finally, when all 5 generators have been completed, the exit gate will appear. You will see it for a few seconds on the map, and you need to head towards it. Just be mindful of the killer. To open it, you need to press the button to open the door. It will take about 20 seconds of actively pressing the lever for the door to open. Once it's open, all the remaining survivors can run out. In a pinch, you can try and drag yourself on the floor to it too. There are totems as well. If the totem isn't glowing, then it's not infected and only gives you a few points when you cleanse it. If it's glowing, cleanse it as it means the killer has some bonus against you. If it's blue, then leave it, it's helping you. If you are the last survivor, you don't need to wait for the exit gate to appear, regardless of the remaining generators. A hatch will spawn, which is an exit that you do not have to open, you simply jump through. You can find it either using the map item, more of this on day 9, or by listening to the sound. The louder it is, the closer you are. Be careful. If the killer reaches it first, they'll close it, which forces you to have to go to an exit gate. If you were the final survivor and there are still generators, the exit gates will still spawn in, but it makes your escape a lot harder. The role of the killer is to eliminate the survivors. Now, ideally, you need to take out all 4 of them, but the goal is to just take out as many as possible. To do this, you need to hit them with your weapon, or use your skill. Don't worry, we'll go into more detail on this on day 2 and how to counter them on day 9. Now, once you have hit the survivor twice, you will pick them up and put them on the hook. Be careful, if you take too long, the survivor can wiggle out from your hold, which will stun you and let them get away. Once the survivor is on the hook, a timer will start. This timer has 2 stages. The first stage, which is above the halfway mark, means the survivor can be hooked once more without dying. The second stage, below this, means the survivor will instantly be killed upon being hooked again. If a survivor is taken off the hook at the first stage, they will then be on the second stage upon being hooked once more. A key note here, do not camp the hook, which means stand next to it until the survivor gets down. Not only is it toxic, but if you stand there for too long, the survivor will be able to unhook themselves. The easiest way to track your victims, especially newer players, is to follow the red scratch marks on the ground. These will only appear when a survivor is running. The other strategy is to look for the generators. Often, a survivor will be found around them. If a survivor is injured, listen for grunts of pain, especially if a healing skill check has failed. Otherwise, just keep your eyes peeled and check lockers, which survivors can hide in. If you catch a survivor in a locker, you'll immediately pick them up. If the survivor runs into the locker instead of walking in, they'll make a loud noise notification as well. Now, try and avoid pallets. As earlier discussed, they can stun you and also block your way. Survivors will often try and bait you forwards. Don't fall for it. Play mind games to get to them. Remember, you are faster than them, and they are only trying to stall you. An important note, if a survivor jumps over a pallet, you'll get a noise notification. You'll also get a notification if a survivor fails a skill check on a generator. Speaking of generators, if you find a generator with progress, kick it. It will reduce some of the generator progress and also cause it to regress until the survivors repair it to a certain point. When you first get the game, you'll be taken through a few short tutorials so you can practice a little against bots. Remember all these skills and you'll be quickly moving into games. And now the summary. All you need to remember from today is that 1. As a survivor, get those generators done, save your friends, get out. As a killer, bonk those survivors and make sure no one gets away. And that's it for day 1. Stay tuned for day 2, where we'll go over the starter characters and their abilities. Good luck and see you next time!